Have you ever found yourself standing at the bottom of a flight of stairs, taking a deep breath and mentally preparing for the climb? Or maybe it's that moment when you go to stand up from your favorite deep-seated armchair, and you need to give it a little more effort than you used to. It's a subtle shift, this feeling, a quiet negotiation with your own body that nobody else sees. This isn't just about feeling a little weaker. It's about what that weakness represents. It's the fear of not being able to keep up with the grandkids in the park. It's the worry about a simple trip or stumble turning into something much more serious. It's the creeping dread of losing your independence, that precious ability to live life on your own terms. The medical world has a name for this: sarcopenia. It sounds intimidating, but it simply means age-related muscle loss. And for too long, we've been told it's just an inevitable part of getting older. But what if I told you that's not the whole truth? What if frailty is not your destiny? Today, we're going to fight back. We will uncover the 5 essential vitamins and nutrients that act as a master toolkit to help your body not just slow down muscle loss, but actually begin to reverse it, rebuilding the strength in your legs, one step at a time. If any of what I just said resonates with you, please know you are not alone. And because this is a journey we're taking together, I invite you to subscribe and join our community. Before we begin, share one thing in the comments that concerns you most about your strength. Your voice helps us all. Now let's open up that toolkit. Our first essential tool, and perhaps the one most overlooked, isn't just a vitamin. It's a powerful hormone that acts as the master switch for muscle function. I'm talking about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Now, we often hear about vitamin D in the context of bone health, and that's critically important. But its role in our muscles is just as profound, and for many of us, a deficiency is silently sabotaging our strength. So how does it work? Imagine your muscle cells have tiny, locked doors. Behind these doors is calcium, a mineral that is absolutely essential for your muscles to contract properly. When you want to stand up, walk, or climb those stairs, your brain sends a signal, but your muscles can't respond effectively if those doors are locked. Vitamin D is the key. It unlocks those doors, allowing calcium to flow into the muscle cells and trigger a strong, coordinated contraction. Without enough vitamin D, it's like trying to start a car with the wrong key. The engine might sputter, but it won't roar to life. Your muscles feel weak, they fatigue easily, and your risk of falls increases dramatically because the signals for balance and stability aren't getting through properly. Think about how you feel at the end of a long winter versus the end of summer. Many people notice a distinct difference in their energy and physical capability. That's not just in your head. It's often a direct reflection of your vitamin D levels, which naturally dip when we spend less time in the sun. It's that feeling of general malaise, where even simple tasks feel like a chore. You might chalk it up to winter blues, but it could very well be your muscles crying out for their key. For a senior, this seasonal dip isn't a minor inconvenience. It can be a tipping point into a cycle of inactivity and further muscle loss. So what can we do? First, get your levels checked. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test called a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. This isn't being overly cautious, it's being strategic. Knowing your number is the first step. For many of us, especially in climates with long winters, supplementation is not just an option, it's a necessity. The standard recommendation often falls between 800 to 2,000 IU, international units, per day, but your doctor will advise the right dose for you. Look for vitamin D3, as it's the form your body uses most effectively. But remember, this key works best when it has a partner, which leads us directly to our next essential nutrient, a powerful anti-inflammatory that helps your muscles recover. So, we have our master key, vitamin D, to unlock our muscles. But once unlocked, the machinery inside needs to be in top working condition. It needs to be protected from rust and wear and tear. This is where our second tool comes in: omega-3 fatty acids. Think of these as the ultimate lubricant and maintenance crew for your muscles. Most people associate omega-3s with heart or brain health, but their effect on preventing sarcopenia is incredibly powerful, primarily because they fight a silent enemy called inflammaging. Inflammaging is exactly what it sounds like: a low-grade, chronic, body-wide inflammation that accelerates the aging process. It's not the acute inflammation you feel from an injury. It's a constant, simmering fire that, over years, degrades our body's tissues, especially our muscles. This constant inflammation sends signals to your body to break down muscle protein faster than it can be rebuilt. It's like having a slow, invisible leak in your car's tire. You don't notice it day to day, but over time, you find yourself on a flat, unable to move forward. Omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, are potent anti-inflammatory agents. They are the fire department that shows up to dampen that simmering fire, creating an environment where your muscles can finally begin to heal and grow rather than just fight to survive. What does this feel like in your body? It's that persistent, nagging ache in your legs and joints that isn't from any specific injury. It's the feeling of not recovering from activity like you used to. Maybe you spend an afternoon gardening and find that you're not just tired, but deeply sore for the next 2 or 3 days. That's inflammaging at work. It's that sense of stiffness that makes your first few steps in the morning feel creaky and uncertain. This isn't just getting old. It's a sign that your body's repair systems are being overwhelmed. But there's another, more subtle thing omega-3s do. They actually make your muscles more sensitive to protein. As we age, our bodies can become resistant to the muscle-building signals from the protein we eat. Omega-3s help reverse this anabolic resistance, essentially turning up the volume so your muscles can hear the command to rebuild, making every gram of protein you consume more effective. Getting enough is crucial. The best sources are fatty, cold water fish, often remembered by the acronym SMASH: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Aiming for 2 servings a week is a fantastic goal. If you're not a fan of fish, plant-based sources like walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are good, but your body has to convert them into the most useful forms, which is an inefficient process. For this reason, a high-quality supplement can be a game changer. Look for a fish oil or, for a vegan option, an algae oil supplement that clearly states the amount of EPA and DHA. Aim for a combined dose of at least 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA daily, after, of course, consulting with your doctor. We've unlocked the muscle cells with vitamin D and protected them from inflammatory damage with omega-3s. Now, we need to address the very source of power itself. Our third tool is one of the most researched and effective supplements for muscle strength on the planet. Yet it is profoundly misunderstood by the general public. I'm talking about creatine. Many of us hear the word creatine and picture muscle-bound bodybuilders. But it's true, scientifically backed power for the over 60 community has nothing to do with vanity and everything to do with functional, life-sustaining strength. Let's simplify how it works. Your muscles run on a specific type of immediate energy called ADP. Think of ADP as the cash in your wallet, ready for a quick, essential purchase. You only have enough for a few seconds of intense effort, like pushing yourself up from a low chair, catching your balance after a misstep, or lifting a grandchild. When that cash is spent, you're out of power for a moment. Creatine acts like a rapid recharge system for that wallet. It creates a reserve of energy that can instantly replenish your ADP, giving you a few more crucial seconds of peak power. For a senior, Those few extra seconds are the difference between staying upright and falling, between independence and injury. Sarcopenia isn't just a loss of muscle mass. It's a critical loss of muscle power, and creatine directly targets this. Let's put this into a real-life scenario. Imagine that deep, comfortable sofa in the living room. Getting out of it requires a burst of power from your legs and glutes. If you find yourself having to rock forward a few times to build momentum, or pushing off with both hands, that is a direct sign that your immediate ADP energy is running low before the job is done. Your body doesn't have the quick cash to make the transaction. Now, picture having enough power to stand up smoothly, confidently, in one motion. Or imagine stepping off a curb and stumbling slightly, but having the instantaneous leg power to correct yourself and prevent a fall. That is the functional magic of having adequate creatine stores. It restores that spark in your muscles, making them more responsive and powerful when you need them most. The best news is that supplementing with creatine is simple and safe for most people. The form you want is creatine monohydrate. It's the most studied and affordable. Ignore any complicated loading phases you might read about. For our purposes, a simple, consistent dose of 3 to 5 grams per day is incredibly effective. It's a tasteless powder that you can stir into water, a smoothie, or even your morning coffee. It's not a steroid or a strange chemical. It's a natural compound your body already produces and that you get from meat and fish. However, as with any supplement, it is essential to speak with your doctor before starting, particularly if you have any pre-existing kidney conditions. They can ensure it's right for you. We have the key to activate our muscles with vitamin D, the crew to protect them with omega-3s, and the instant fuel for power with creatine. But after any activity, from a simple walk to deliberate exercise, our muscles undergo a process of stress and repair. To rebuild stronger, they need a master architect and builder. This is where our fourth tool, a vitamin we often take for granted, becomes absolutely indispensable: vitamin C. We all think of vitamin C for warding off colds, but its role as a structural engineer for your entire body, including your muscles and the tissues that connect them, is paramount in the fight against sarcopenia. Let's get into the why. Your muscles aren't just bundles of fibers. They are held together by a complex web of connective tissue called collagen. Collagen is like the steel framework and mortar of a building. It gives your muscles their structure, their resilience, and their ability to transmit force to your bones. It's also the primary component of your tendons and ligaments. Vitamin C is the non-negotiable ingredient that your body needs to synthesize new collagen. Without enough vitamin C, it's like a construction crew showing up to a work site with no cement. They can have all the bricks and blueprints in the world, but they cannot build a strong, stable wall. As we age, our natural collagen production declines, and even a mild, subclinical deficiency in vitamin C can accelerate this decline dramatically, leading to weaker muscles, more fragile tendons, and joints that feel achy and unstable. Think about the feeling of frailty itself. It's not just weak muscles. It's a sense that your entire physical structure is less robust. It might be a nagging pain in your Achilles tendon after a walk, or a shoulder that feels loose and unreliable. This can be a sign that the collagen-rich connective tissues are not getting the vitamin C they need to repair themselves overnight. Furthermore, every time you use your muscles, you create a small amount of oxidative stress. Think of it as microscopic rust. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that swoops in to clean up this cellular debris, protecting the muscle cells from damage and allowing the repair process to happen cleanly and efficiently. A lack of it leaves your muscles vulnerable, not just to weakness, but to injury. So, how do we ensure our internal construction crew is fully supplied? Thankfully, vitamin C is abundant and accessible. The goal is not just to avoid scurvy, but to provide an optimal amount for tissue repair. Aim for vibrant, colorful fruits and vegetables. Bell peppers, especially red and yellow, broccoli, strawberries, kiwi, and of course, citrus fruits are all fantastic sources. While the official recommended daily allowance is relatively low, many functional medicine experts suggest that for active repair in older adults, aiming for 200 to 500 milligrams a day, spread out through meals, is more beneficial. A simple supplement can help bridge the gap, but focus on food first. Remember, the vitamin C from an orange comes packaged with other beneficial bioflavonoids that help your body use it better. We've now supplied the key, the protector, the fuel, and the builder. We have almost our entire toolkit. But there is one final, critical piece of the puzzle. It's a mineral involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, and it acts as the ultimate relaxation and recovery agent for our hardworking muscles. Without it, our muscles can remain tense, cramped, and unable to fully recover. And that brings us to our fifth and final tool, the master mineral that ensures all this hard work doesn't go to waste. It is the silent partner to almost every process we've discussed, acting as the ultimate relaxation and recovery agent. I'm talking about magnesium. If vitamin D is the key for the ignition and creatine is the high-octane fuel, magnesium is the skilled mechanic who ensures the engine can cool down, reset, and prepare for the next run without seizing up. Unfortunately, it's one of the most common deficiencies in adults over 60, and its absence can bring all our efforts to a grinding halt. Here's why it's so critical. First, magnesium is essential for creating energy. It's a crucial component in the production of ADP, that same energy currency we discussed with creatine. Without enough magnesium, your body simply cannot produce enough fuel. But its most unique role is as a counterbalance to calcium. Remember how we said calcium floods into the muscle cell to make it contract? Well, magnesium is what pushes the calcium back out, allowing the muscle fiber to relax and lengthen. Without sufficient magnesium, calcium can linger in the cell, leaving your muscles in a state of low-grade, chronic tension. They can't fully release, recover, or repair. It's like driving a car with the parking brake partially engaged. You're burning extra fuel and causing unnecessary wear and tear, all while feeling sluggish and stiff. Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by an excruciating Charlie horse in your calf? Or do you suffer from that maddening sensation of restless legs, where you feel an uncontrollable urge to move them, especially when you're trying to relax? These are classic, hallmark signs of inadequate magnesium levels. It's your nervous system and muscles screaming for the mineral that tells them it's okay to stand down. It can also manifest as that feeling of being perpetually tense, with tight shoulders and a general inability to feel truly relaxed in your own body. This constant tension not only impedes muscle growth, but also drains your energy and severely impacts your quality of sleep, which is the prime time for muscle repair. Boosting your magnesium is one of the most impactful things you can do for your muscular health and overall well-being. Wonderful food sources include dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds, avocados, and even dark chocolate. However, because of changes in soil quality and age-related decreases in absorption, many of us still fall short. A supplement can be incredibly beneficial here. Look for forms that are easily absorbed, like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, which are also gentle on the digestive system. A typical dose is between 200 and 400 milligrams per day, often taken in the evening to promote relaxation and sleep. As always, a conversation with your doctor is the vital first step to ensure it's right for you. And there you have it. The complete 5-part toolkit: the hormonal key, the anti-inflammatory protector, the immediate power source, the structural builder, and the master relaxation mineral. Each is powerful on its own, but together they create a powerful synergy. Now, let's bring it all together and talk about how to turn this knowledge into lasting strength. So, what have we really learned today? We've learned that the weakness and frailty you may be feeling in your legs is not a personal failure, nor is it an unstoppable force of nature. It is a condition with causes we can understand and, more importantly, address. Sarcopenia is not your destiny. Think of these 5 nutrients: vitamin D, omega-3s, creatine, vitamin C, and magnesium, not as a list of pills to take, but as a way of fundamentally supporting your body's own incredible capacity for repair and renewal. You are not just fighting a decline. You are actively participating in a rebirth of your own strength. Every mindful meal, every smart supplement, every single day is a deliberate choice for a future where you can climb stairs with confidence, play with your grandkids without fear, and stand tall in your independence. This knowledge is your power. The consistent action you take from this day forward is your path to reclaiming the vibrant life you deserve. If this video has empowered you with hope and a clear plan, please give it a like so that others who need this information can find it more easily. And remember to subscribe to continue this journey with us. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and take good care.